Alright guys, so I know I got my days a little screwed up. I actually just posted a video a couple days later because I thought I posted up before, but I guess didn't. There's a lot of food floating around right now, and I'm going to apologize for that. Basically, I just fed them, and the only reason they're not eating is because I'm sitting like right in front of the tank. So they probably won't even touch it until I get away from it. But anyway, what's going on is I actually stuck the other log back in here. Because I was starting to notice that the convict's getting really bad, a hole in the head right there. Basically, it's caused by stress, so I think he's actually getting it because of that. You know, the parrot cichlid is also, I mean, I don't see any signs of stress on him. He did have a little bit of ick going on and fin rot, but I put some Melafix in there to kind of take care of that. So, I mean, the 55 gallon's doing fine. It's just a matter of, figuring out, what needs to be done to keep these guys going. I'd never moved the UV sterilizer down to the 30-gallon tank, and the other video tells you why. It really just got so bad that I had to go out and buy some chemical, which I don't like doing. But it did work for fixing the tank, the water quality wise. It did fix the green algae that I had going on. But close my door. But basically, long and the short of it, the 30-gallon tank's doing great now. There's no water quality issues or anything like that. I did want to show you guys this though. One of my customers, who's actually one of my regulars, comes in all the time and buys fish from me. He actually gave me a really cool looking clown knife. And I know this tank's a little small for him, but just until he gets a little bit bigger, just because he looks kind of like a fishing lure. My cichlids were taking nice chunks at him, or nice nicks at him, so I really didn't want to stress him out too much, especially being I just got him into the new tank, He was actually a very rare one because his spots, if you look at his spots on his sides, they're actually perfect. They're not, see if I can get a little closer on them. They're actually perfect. It's in a straight line, which is very rare to see, and it's very rare to find. You have to really, really, really look for, one like that. And this guy, at his size right now and how big he is and everything, I could actually sell him if I wanted to for about $300, is what somebody told me at work the other day. And actually, some guy at work wanted to buy him from me, asked me how much I wanted for him, and I told him, not for sale, because, I did want to keep him for a little while. Let's see if, how he acts with my cichlids and stuff, because I know they do get along with cichlids pretty well, actually, once they get a little bit bigger. But again, he's kind of a tiny guy right now, so like I said, I didn't want to stress him out too much, because he did move around from, he literally got brought from the guy that gave him to me tank to PetSmart in a bag. I stuck him in one of the PetSmart tanks for about a few hours while I finished working. And then, and again, I'm sorry for the wobbly camera, guys. I was moving around the room. But he was stuck in one of the PetSmart tanks for about an hour or two. And then I moved him into, or I bagged him, brought him home, and stuck him into this tank. He got beat up a little bit. And then after him getting his butt kicked for about 5-10 minutes, I took him out and moved him to another tank, just because he wasn't protecting himself. And he was just letting them beat up on him. So, long and the short of it, I didn't want him to, keel over on me, and I really do like him a lot. So, I moved him into the little tank until he can get a little bit bigger, a little bit more acclimated. Isn't as stressed out. I didn't want to lose him in like a few days in the big tank. Not to mention, I don't really have that much room in the big tank. There's quite a few big fish in here. As you can see, I moved the angelfish and everything, and he or she actually gets along very well with the cichlids. It's actually kind of surprising. Nobody even gives him or her shit. The Oscar, he's going to be a little bit mad at me right now because I stuck the log on the side of the tank where he was hanging out and stuff. But he'll just have to swim a little higher is all. So he might get a little feisty again, but he'll get over it. Won't you, big guy? But yeah, anyway, I was actually contemplating giving him away, just because he's getting way too big, and I feel bad that he's in such a little tiny tank, and I honestly don't have the money to go buy a bigger tank. I've looked on Craigslist, I've looked everywhere, but I just don't trust people anymore. I actually did try to get a 150-gallon tank off of somebody, and people are scumbags, and somebody tried to coax me into an area where they would have probably robbed me and taken my car and quite possibly have killed me. So, long and the short of it, not going to do that one again. I'm going to stay away from Craigslist, unfortunately, even though you can get some great deals on there. And occasionally you do find a nice person, that'll hook you up, but again, I don't trust anybody anymore, so, anyway, like I said, everything's going good so far. Everybody seems to be eating right now. I guess they got too hungry and finally said, fuck it, he's sitting here too long. I actually thought my Oscar ate this Refugio catfish, to be honest, because I haven't seen it in a few days. But it's actually been hanging out underneath here in the log. I don't even know if you can see him through there. Probably not. No. You can just see his fins. Oh, there he goes. He's actually starting to get a little bigger. He's at about 2 inches now. But yeah, I actually thought he was eaten because he was just so, so little. And my Oscar was picking off those peppercorn cats like crazy and biting their heads off, so I thought maybe he got a hold of him, but apparently the guy's been doing a good job of hiding. But everybody seems to be doing pretty well. Nobody seems to be really stressed out except for this convict. But this thing's been stressed out since I had it, or since I got it from work. It's always been kind of stressed out because it used to live in a tank with like 25 different cichlids, or 25 different convicts. Well, not different types of convicts, but 25 of its like brothers and sisters that were about the same size as him. So, long and the short of it, he's by himself in there, and the Jack Dempseys take turns picking at him, the Oscar takes turns picking at him. You can see somebody took a nice chunk out of his side there. So unfortunately, he's kind of the bitch of the tank, as well as my parrot cichlid. My poor parrot cichlid gets beat up on all the time, but he's starting to get a little bigger, so he might start getting a little bit more feisty. And we'll start to see that happening sometime soon, actually. Jules is doing good too, as well, even though it's actually a male. It's doing really well. And again, I still got all those tetras. The ghost knife, the first night it was in the tank, actually ate one of my Zebra Danios, so I actually think it's stuck over there. I kind of left it in the tank for him to see if he would finish it off, but I guess I gotta get that out of there, because he didn't touch it, so I'll take care of that after I finish up the video. I actually just noticed it. Unfortunately, the tank is like right next to my bed, and my bed takes up like half the tank from across the room, so I can't really see it unless I'm laying in bed. I'm actually going to look into getting a stand for it, and then just, drain it down. I have like 3 10-gallon buckets that I could use, like the Rubbermaid buckets that I could use to empty it out and move it up onto a stand. Probably looking into get a stand for it sometime in the next couple of weeks. I gotta put some money away for it and see what I can do. But anyway, I just wanted to update you guys. I know I posted up a video just now of a couple days ago, and today's a completely different day. And like I said, I just wanted to update you, let you know that the algae did clear up. The only thing with the Tetra algae fix, and I'll just show you the bottle again so you guys can see what it looks like. Or Tetra algae control rather. The only problem with this is that it killed literally every little bit of algae. So I didn't have any algae supplement like the pellets. I didn't have any more of those left. So unfortunately, it killed off everything, all the algae, every little last drop of it in one treatment. Basically, each one of these lines is 1 milliliter. And it says 1 milliliter per every 10 gallons, I think. or something like that on the directions. I think it was 1 milliliter per every 10 gallons, so it's 30-gallon tank, so I used 3 lines worth. One treatment did the job. Basically, you just take out the carbon, put it in. Sure enough, it worked, but unfortunately, it killed my poor algae eaters. My Coolie Loaches are still doing good. They actually like to hang out behind the back of that power head for some reason. I don't know if it's because they're trying to hide away from this ghost knife, since he kind of took over the whole bottom down there, or what, but I'm actually contemplating throwing the ghost knife back in here, into the big tank, because now there's more places for him to hide out. It might actually work out a little bit better than last time, so I'm going to try throwing him in there in about 10 minutes and see how that works out. If it doesn't work out, then I'll net him out again and throw him back in the 30-gallon. Both tanks, by the way, are the same temperature. I believe the 55-gallon is running at 78.2 degrees, and the other tank is running at about 77.8. So they're roughly about the same temperature, so flopping them from one tank to the other isn't really going to do too much harm. If anything, it's just going to stress him out and he'll hide away for a day or so. But he does need to be up in the bigger tank, so he doesn't eat any more of these little guys. And like I said, I mean, honestly, I don't care about any of these other little guys. These little guys I got for free, and I don't really like these little fish. They're boring to me. But honestly, when I get the stand and everything, I kind of want to redo this whole tank and start up an African cichlid tank. Go with like 3 little African cichlids and get like some Texas holstone, and just redo this whole deal. Bring the pH up to 7.8. Really get it going. I was even contemplating doing a salt tank, like a 30-gallon nano reef, but I'm not sure if I want to take that step yet. Just because saltwater gets a little expensive, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt to maintain. If I did it fish only, though, I don't think it would be a problem. Basically, a fish only tank, you go with just like some fake live rock, saltwater. You gotta bring it to, I think it's 1.25 or something, or 1.025 on the hydrometer. But again, I don't have the lighting for a salt tank, and I'd have to buy that as well, and those are about $200 just for the light. So I don't know if I want to mess with that just yet. Plus, they're super bright and they create a lot of heat. So again, I'm not sure about salt tanks yet. And like I said, my friends keep trying to talk me into it, but I'm not too sure about it yet. I know I've said that like 10 times now, but anyway. Yeah, I'm going to end this video, guys, on the Oscar, and you guys have a good day.